Want to know why your partner takes hours to reply to your text? It's because you've always replied within 2 seconds like a dutiful soldier. In this section, I'm going to expose a truth hidden between those unanswered seen receipts. By being constantly available in the digital space, you've proven to your partner that you have no life, no goals, and no priorities other than them. I've experienced with every fiber of my being how waiting for a simple typing and bubble can drive a person to the brink of insanity and powerlessness. I learned that texting should be a tool for engineering desire, not a place for play-by-play reporting and begging for attention. If you don't learn how to occupy their mind using strategic delays and timed verbal rewards, you're just another entertainment app on their phone that they check only when they're bored. You're about to learn how to be the master of the chatbox, not a slave to notifications. Step into the unseen. Welcome to the ultimate masterclass in decoding the female mind. The anatomy of verbal betrayal, when the spine of the relationship breaks. Hello, dear followers. Today, in the 7th station of our 2nd season, we are entering one of the darkest and yet most vital discussions in human relationships: lies and the loss of trust. This is a subject that drives women to the brink of a psychological breakdown and traps men in a labyrinth of secrecy. The fundamental question here is, when a major lie is revealed, what does a woman really want? Is she seeking revenge, or is she looking for a way to believe again in a world that has collapsed upon her? Let's look at this through the lens of the neurobiology of trauma. In a woman's mind, trust is not merely a moral term. It is a roadmap for survival and the future. When you lie to your partner, you haven't just hidden a fact. You have called into question her entire past history and her vision of the future. She asks herself, if this was a lie, then what were those loving looks during our trip last year? Was he also lying when he said he loved me? Scientifically speaking, the revelation of a lie activates the same areas in a woman's brain that are stimulated during intense physical pain. To her, hearing a lie is like a physical blow to the heart. We are living in February 2026, an era where, with the breakneck speed of technology, digital transparency, and monitoring tools, secrecy has become harder than ever in history. Yet, the paradox is, why do lies still penetrate the sanctuary of the home despite all these whistleblowing tools? Many men take refuge in white lies out of fear of judgment, loss of status, or to prevent tension. But in reality, they are planting time bombs. In the outside world, when we follow the fluctuations of the gold and currency markets, the first thing we look for is a reliable news source to avoid risking our life's capital. In the home, the same rule applies. A woman wants to know that her emotional currency, her life and youth, is invested in a man whose primary backing is the truth, even if that truth is bitter. A lie is more than just a wrong word. It is a massive security breach in the relationship's software. What a woman wants from you in the first minutes of revelation is not logical justifications or economic excuses. She wants brutal honesty. She wants to see if you have the courage to face the ugly layers of your own secrecy, or if you intend to cover the old wound with new layers of lies. As an analyst, I believe that rebuilding trust begins the very second the man drops all his defensive shields and takes full responsibility for the destruction of the woman's mental image. This part was a preamble to understanding why a lie is not just a word, but an 8-magnitude earthquake in the geography of a woman's soul. The confrontation scenario: why women dig into details with torturous obsession. Let's enter one of the most difficult and draining moments of a relationship: the aftermath of the revelation. Imagine Farhad has lied to Mariam about a major financial issue, perhaps a loss in currency and dollar trading or hiding a heavy debt. Now, Mariam has found the truth through a letter or a bank notification. At this moment, women enter a state that men often call torture by repetitive questions. Mariam, with eyes ablaze and a voice trembling with disbelief. Exactly when did it start? That night you said you were working late. Where were you really? When you were telling me that lie, how could you look into my eyes and laugh? What were you thinking at that moment? That I'm so stupid for believing you? Farhad's biggest mistake here is saying, now that you know, now that it's over, why are you digging up the past? Why so many questions? But what Mariam wants in this moment is not the physical data. She is looking to reconstruct her mental coherence. She feels her memories of the past few months were fake. And now, like a detective, she wants to put the pieces of the truth puzzle together to see where she was deceived. Women in this stage are looking for transparent, unfiltered data, like a senior tech engineer who, after a massive system hack, checks all server logs and records to find the breach. They want to know every detail of your lie. If Farhad carries out even 1% of new secrecy or says, "I don't remember correctly," Mariam will construct much scarier and dirtier scenarios in her mind. What a woman wants from her partner in these minutes is endless patience for accountability. She wants to see if you are willing to pay the heavy cost of shame to repair the wound you created. In 2026, where AI can mimic any voice and fake any image, the only thing with authenticity is naked human honesty in moments of crisis. A man who can stand before a barrage of questions without a defensive guard, without shouting, and without running away, honestly saying, "Yes, I was wrong, and this is the truth," is actually laying the first bricks of the ruined security back in place. They want to know if you care enough about them and the relationship to endure the pressure of this emotional interrogation. Cinematic critique and the pattern of patience, rebuilding a fallen mansion over time. In the infinite world of cinema, Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut is one of the deepest dissections of the trust crisis. When Alice, Nicole Kidman, confesses in a heated atmosphere that she once betrayed her husband, Tom Cruise, in her fantasies, his entire secure world collapses. My critique of these confrontations is that humans often seek retaliation or erasing the problem instead of repair. Women, in the long process of rebuilding trust, need time and consistency more than anything. They want to see if your remorse is merely a battle tactic to escape a fight or a long-term strategy for behavioral change. In international politics and diplomacy, when a major treaty is violated, the offending party must engage in tangible trust-building measures for months and years before being invited back to the table. You cannot erase the pain of a lie by buying a piece of gold, expensive jewelry, or arranging a luxury trip following the travel trends of 2026. These are just painkillers that cover the surface, but they do not treat the infection of mistrust. What a woman truly wants in this stage is radical transparency and unconditional access to your world. She needs to play the role of a special inspector in your life for a while until she feels the ground she walks on is solid again. Men who complain about phones being checked, being questioned about their schedule, or the woman's curiosity about financial transactions after a lie has been exposed, show they still haven't grasped the depth of the disaster they've caused. Rebuilding trust is like restoring an exquisite painting burned by acid. It requires the patience of Job, the precision of a surgeon, and the acceptance of the other party's anger. I believe that in the current era, where relationships have become highly disposable, staying in the field and fighting to regain broken trust is one of the most heroic things a man can do. Summary: the bridge between the ruins and the new mansion in the turbulence of the 21st century. We have reached the end of this heavy and intense discussion. We must know that rebuilding trust is not a final destination that ends with one sentence. It is a long, winding, and sometimes painful path. Women never give up hope on a man who, after his mistake, fights humbly and with persistence for the return of the home's emotional security. They want to see that you are willing to let go of your false pride to keep them. Strategic action plan for this week. For recording. Voluntary transparency. Don't wait for her to check your phone. Create a space where she feels there are no secrets. This will significantly reduce her anxiety. Consistency in small promises. During a trust crisis, don't make big promises. Instead, make small ones and keep them exactly. For example, if you say you'll be home at 6 o'clock, don't make it 6:01. Consistency in small things builds the foundation for believing in big things. Accepting cyclical anger. When, after a week of peace, she suddenly remembers your lie again and gets angry, instead of getting defensive and saying, "Are you starting again?" say kindly, "I understand you are still in pain, and you have the right to be. I am here to prove to you again that you can lean on me." You can make your home's atmosphere warm and transparent with the light of absolute truth. Don't let small lies hack your partner's emotional firewall like digital viruses. In episode 16, we will head to the fascinating topic of body language and the hidden signals of women, how to be an honest translator of your spouse's silence.